Hey, welcome to the channel. This is Anaz, and today I'm going to be talking about the things that I've been reading, or I'm actually reading at the moment, what I've read in August, and also what I'm going to read. My TBR. I want to kind of have a TBR so that I continue with this trend, because I need to keep track of this stuff. So let's just get in right now. What's whipping my ass? The thing that I'm plowing through is Mobe Deck. Call me Ishmael. Actually, I'm starting to. This is growing on me. I was having some hard trouble, some time with it, kind of rough parts. Kind of see that I'm what about maybe 2/3 in, a third in. Actually, not 2/3, a third in, somewhere. Call me Ishmael, but I'm enjoying this, and now I'm realizing this is funny. Some of the I'm taking my time. I'm savoring it. This is one of those things. For me personally, I got this book back in like when I was in college, like a while back. Like I got it for $2, and it's been haunting me. It's been on my bucket list for the longest. So I want to finish it. I want to take it off. So hopefully in September I'll finish it. But let's leave that there. Yes. I revisited this because somebody asked me about it. Uncle from Another World. One of my subscribers asked me, and I want to read the second one pretty soon. I only have 2 volumes. I saved. I've kind of forgot what I read a little bit of that too, but kind of forgot it. So I revisited this. Yo, Uncle from Another World. Now the dynamic between Takafume and his uncle is really what carries this series here. And this, as far as Takafumi's uncle basically gets isekai'd, or he has been in comatose, because it's kind of like SOS. So he's been in a game for like 17 years, and then when he wakes up, he's Takafumi, which is his nephew, lets him know that the family have been, they disowned him. They didn't want they didn't know what to do with him. And from there on, his uncle, Takafumi's uncle, who's basically Uncle from Another World, lets him know that he was in another world, in a game, and that the experience that he had in that fantasy world is not really what it was cut out to be. So it's kind of like a little bit of Konosuba-ness in it, in that it doesn't give us what we're expecting. As far as Another World, we're expecting overpowered MC with all the harem and all the trope that you're familiar with. It kind of just But as far as the uncle though, as a character himself, he's oblivious, and also for some reason he's not really. I don't know. His character is questionable at the moment, but I like the dynamic between the two characters. So would recommend though. Cool. I finished this beast here. Finally got this off my list. Hellsing Volume 3. I finished this one in August, and man, at the beginning there are some confusing parts. Now I do want to actually reread it so that I have a little bit more familiarity with Hellsing. But the battle between Alucard and Anderson, yo, and also at the end there, kind of. So in a way, it's just. I actually, what, the villain in this one, I'm loving the villain here. The Nazi man, in that speech that he gives on war, I love Bar is my thing. But I also like the dialogue here. Some of the words, some of the what do you call it, dialects in here. It was very, very, very astonishing, and it kind of takes into account some of the characters. The Vatican and the Protestants are fighting, duking it out. Okay. But some of the take that he has on religion is not really as accurate, but it is what it is. Another one that I've began is this right here, Breaker. I gotta do a review for this one actually. This is pretty much, if you take Hajime no Ippo and then you combine it with GTO, what do you get? You get this. This is a mixture. Now the Hajime no Ippo thing doesn't have to be boxing. The main character kind of suffers a familiar thing in the beginning, a student who's getting bullied, and the Breaker man, the teacher, I forgot his name. Man, he's giving me great teacher Anazuki vibes, but the martial art in here, and then the world building, and it's yo. Why did I not read this? This is a manhwa, by the way. So, volume 1. I gotta get more from Right Stuff. I gotta get more. Now, let's get into another volume 1 here. I don't know why. You know what I mean? This pretty much paused my life, and I made a video for this. So. Click on it if you want to know more about it. But I pretty much, once I read this, I read the whole thing on online. So I'm caught up. Another volume 1 that I read this month, or I finished, is The Country with No Human. And this story is heartbreaking. Oh my god. She finds out that she's the only human. And then in this society where there are a lot of androids, there are a lot of robots, this is back to my roots, okay? Back to machine and human interface for me. So, a lonely place, but I'm here. She's here. We don't know where she's about, but in the beginning there are these, like androids with top heads that are actually hunting this girl. She's the only human, and we don't know why she's being hunted. And then afterwards, this android saves her. And then eventually he's serving his master who has been dead for a long, long time. And the two journey, and this little girl is just trying to find somebody to connect to. She wants somebody to touch. She wants to find another human, but there isn't. And then later on, the plot thickens. And yo, I'm starting to like this android. Okay, we want to find out more about it. Okay. The next two series that I'm continuing reading, I read volume 9 of 20th Century Boys, and then volume 10. I read it back to back. And for me, 20th Century Boys has been kind of like a slow burn for me. Slow burn, where I take my time reading it, digesting it, and something major happens in this one. Oh yes, finally I get the picture. A lot of man, Urasawa just does a lot of subtle work. He just does a lot of groundwork, and then finally you see the big picture. He's been keeping us in suspense for a long time, and I think he's having fun too. So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't doubt the guy no more. I don't. He's the man. He's solid in my book as far as I'm concerned. And then finally, I got sick and tired of having this series as a incomplete in my collection, so I just read volume 4 through 9, and then there's the last one here, actually. Volume 4 through 10, I completed the whole thing. I had fun. Now, Shuzo Oshimi, say what you will about Shuzo Oshimi. I like the guy, okay? I like the guy because of his art. Okay, he's telling the same stories, but I don't really come for the story. I mean, the characters also. He has a plot twist. But I'm familiar with his work. I read Flowers of Evil, so some of the characters look alike. But for me, when I'm reading Shuzo Oshimi, I feel like I'm experiencing, like I'm in a museum and I'm experiencing the master at work. So, this is vampires. The story takes a lot of twists and turns. There are multiple characters. It's short and sweet. I like the fact that he completes his series. Shuzo Oshimi, say what you will, the guy. So I think the next one on my roster, after I've finished Happiness, is probably I need to, what is it? There's another series that I need to figure out. Then there's the one that people are raving about recently. I don't know why I'm blanking when it comes to their names. So those are the two. I finished that one. For books, let's get into books. What I've read. Light novels. I actually read some Mushoku Tensei finally. Volume 7 has been pretty much a slog, right? What happened was originally I read it halfway and then I just fell off. I didn't like the moody nature that our character was in. Mushoku Tensei was just taking a nosedive. Eventually, after he got dumped by the girl, what was her name? Eris. Yeah, he got dumped by Eris in Volume 6. Something major happened. And Volume 7, he's just been moping around. I do compare that Mushoku Tensei is similar to Arthur. What is it? The beginning after the end. In some ways. Even though in the beginning after the end, the character is in his old life was not a loser, whereas in Mushoku Tensei he was a loser. So, but Volume 7 was still, I kind of got through it. I just, I gritted my teeth and finished it. Volume 8 was way better, and then Volume 9 redeemed itself. But for me personally, that storyline from Volume 7 and 8 are all like tied together. But I don't know why to make it a little bit more realistic, I can see why the author chose to prolong and make us suffer through the suffering of the main character. I can understand that. But still, she's back. Well, actually, is this spoilers? No, I don't think so. Nevertheless, I'm gonna hold off. I want to read Volume 10 because I think Volume 10, 11, 12, I want to just get through those because that's another arc I'm thinking. But I'm back. I'm back into the form of my reading my light novels. So, in the same token, other books that I've listened to, I actually listen to audiobooks while I'm working. I listened to Warbreaker. So let's talk about Warbreaker because that is like becoming my top 10 books. It's getting there. By Brandon Sanderson. The story was very, very subtle. Very, very subtle. One of my favorite characters is Lights on the Bold. Oh man. After this, actually, I think Brandon Sanderson is a theologian. Okay, he's a theologian. If you want to get into his works, read Warbreaker. I think that's a good gateway into becoming a drag addict and just devouring everything else. I'm currently I'm up to date with the Stormlight Archives. Volume 4 was questionable for me, but Mistborn, I read the first one. I think I didn't get into it, but Warbreaker, whoa, just hit it out of the ballpark. It is one and done. The story is solid. It is complete. The characters are all some of them are likable, some of them are despicable, but some of them are despicable. So I enjoyed them. Okay, I enjoyed them. It was a great series. What else did I listen to? Oh yeah, I finished also the Lycanius trilogy. So all 3 books. And for me, I'm conflicted for the Lycanius trilogy. I'm conflicted because, in some sense, it feels like it's pretty much a ripoff. It's kind of like the Black Clover version of shonen, and pretty much the Wheel of Time. Oh, man, too much similar. Look, it's close to plagiarism. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, it is. There are some aspects that are different. Some time traveling aspects that I am proud of. Mwah, beautiful chef's work, but I'm like, yo, is this just a Black Clover version of Naruto and Bleach? In some regard, a little bit too much. It's too close to him. So, Lycanius trilogy, that one, Warbreaker. Those are the 3 I finished. The 2 I finished last month. So, kind of what I've been reading. And you know. So let us get into what the plan is for the future. What I want to focus on. You know what I mean? What I want to focus on. Obviously, I have here. These are the last 2. This is my top priority right here. 20th Century Boy. So the last volume here, and the prelogue. So prelude. Though that's what I'm looking forward to. This one I bought it, but I just want to read it. I just want to find out. So Monster Guild 1 and 2. I need to read this. I kind of started, so I just need to finish it. That right there, and then I need to get back into Noragami, because I think I'm about like volume 15 as far as reading, but I think I'm gonna kind of go back and skim a little bit. I think I'm gonna read it up to volume 24. So I just want to catch up. I just want to be on point with Noragami. I've been putting it off for too long, and I want to go back into the series and see what happens to Yato, what happens to Yukine, what happens to all of the characters. You know, where the second arc was very cool with the God of Fortune. But wasn't the God of Misfortune? The first arc was solid. 2 arcs at the moment. So the third arc, we're gonna find out what happens with Yato, Stray God. So going back into light novels. Let's see. Ascendance of a Bookworm. I'll do anything to become a librarian. Part 3, Volume 2. So this is pretty much what I have. The most. This is the last book I have, physical book. I need to get the other ones. But I need to get back into my story, because season 3 already began. So I need to get ahead. I need to get ahead of the anime fast. So on my catch-up list. Another ones that I am catching up on will be volume 11 and 12 of... Is this volume 12? Yeah, So What, I'm a Spider. Now, the reason why I've been holding off of this is because this kind of goes back into this hero story, which I don't really even care about the hero. This is Julius, the brother of our... And I'm like, I don't really care. So it goes back. It's kind of like a filler. It is filler. Pretty much filler. This is also filler. I think the next volume is filler too. So that's why I've been holding off. I think volume 14 is out, so I want to continue with my other isekai. I think the other isekai that I'm proud of, besides there are some isekai that I'm proud of, actually, kind of like twist on the isekai genre. Actually, not isekai in themselves. So Uncle from Another World is one of them. This one right here, Dead Mount Death Play. I just read the first 3 like about 2 months ago. Yeah, so I need to catch up 4, 5, and 6, and then volume 7 came out. So I don't have volume 7, but this is on the list to read. I need to read this. So, to be read. The reason why I'm making this list is to see if I'm gonna be, you know what I mean, if I'm a whole reader, or if I'm gonna be following this plan for September. So this is kind of my October, you know. Now, these 2 are gonna be like similar. Ikigami, the Ultimate Literature. I read the first volume, liked the concept, that I got the whole series. So this is a complete series that I need to get into. I have no excuse. But Ikigami, in a society where people are, I think at birth, all of them, everybody's placed with, there's a chip placed in them or something like that. And out of, not everybody, but there are a few individuals that they don't know, but they get a letter letting them know that in 24 hours that whatever that the government did to them is gonna kill them. They're gonna die in 24 hours. So the Ikigami letter, they're gonna get 24 hours a notice, letting them know that they're gonna die in 24 hours. And then, yeah, it pretty much explores what does that do to the character and the type of person that they were. Do they have regrets? Are they gonna, go after their dreams? Because imagine that, like, you know what I mean? You knew there's this threat looming on every citizen, but it's kind of treated like as if it's a gift. You know what I mean? So, what are the conversations around that? And I'm looking forward to the concept. And it does kind of do like it does feel like episodic, but there is like an overarching plot of some sort. So our main character, actually is works at the bureau that delivers these letters. So he has to contend with the morale of delivering letters that lets people know that they're gonna die in 24/7. Okay, 24 hours. I mean, they're gonna die. Now this is another novel, a novel similar to that concept that I want to read in conjecture and kind of compare it. This is book one of Scythe. There's 3 books. They're complete. It's called Thou Shalt Kill. So this is in a world where there are no hunger, no disease. So humanity has pretty much defeated death. But because of the population, there is an order, or there is a group that has to kind of keep monitoring the population's level. So Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice a scythe, a role that they neither want. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequence of it could mean losing their own life. So they have to go and they are commanded pretty much. So it's similar, right? So in this one though, in this society, which is a little bit different, the population, there is basically no hunger, no death, everybody gets to live eternal. But because there's so many people, there is an order out there, Scythe, that has to pretty much choose individuals to kill. So it's pretty much Shinigamis in a way. Shinigami, okay, death gods in a way. Now this is a revisitation because I kind of read this like a while back, up to about volume 9, while I was collecting this. Now we've been collecting the perfect editions, and volume 18 just came out, right? So when I get volume 18, I want to go back and just complete the whole series. It's a revisitation, and maybe I'll talk about it. So Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I've seen the anime multiple times, so at this point, it's just a revisitation on my part. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have for today's video. So with that, I am gonna be out, and peace.